Elizabeth Harris, and I'm just going to do a very quick tutorial on using these fondant flower cutters. They're available in the Elizabeth Harris range, which is in all stores in the UK, and I'm just going to show you how to make them a bit more 3D. It's a really simple technique, and you can actually do the technique in the palm of your hand. All you'll need is a ball tool, which I'll show you in a moment. So let's just get them out. So I've got them here. There's 3 different size flower, so you can have them as each just one by itself. I quite like to layer them up. So what I do is I've got some fondant here, just some red ready to roll icing, and I've put a little bit of icing sugar. You can see that on my work surface. I don't want too much because I don't want to dry out the icing. So I've got my small rolling pin, and I'm going to roll it to about 2 to 3 millimeters thick. I don't want it any thicker than that because I don't want it to be too heavy that it can't hold in a 3D shape. And with these, you will need to leave them overnight to set. So I'm just keeping on moving my icing as I'm rolling it out, making sure it's not sticking underneath. Okay. And now I'm just going to take the largest of my flower cutters first and cut that out. I'm going to do a middle one, and I'll do one small. And I'll just use a little tool just to pop that out there. So I am going to use a ball tool for this. I use this one. So this is a ball tool, and you've got a small ball and a large ball on this. And for this one, for the 2 larger flower cutters, I'm going to use the larger ball tool, and for the little flower, I'm going to use the smaller ball tool. So I'm just going to take the excess bits away, pop them, make sure you cover them up when you're not using them so they don't dry out. And then I'm going to start with my large one. You can also do this on a piece of foam pad. It's called a cell pad in cake decoration. But I actually find often that the warmth of the middle of my hand works just as well. So I'm just going to put it into the middle of my hand and get the larger end of my ball tool and just gently start to roll around the edge. I'm just thinning that out. And it'll give you a nice little curve, and it'll also make the edge of your petal nice and thin because you don't want a big thick edge of petal. So I'm just going to move that around and move on to my second petal there. And then go on to my third. So I am applying a little bit of pressure, not too much that you'll tear it. So I've got all my edges nicely thinned out there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to place it in anything that can be like a half sphere shape. So this is another chocolate mould that I have, but I could just as easily put it in an egg carton, or sometimes when you order things online or from a shop, they'll come and they'll have a certain type of packaging that's like, it's like a tray of half semicircles. If you get them, keep them because they're really handy for things like this. So there's my large one, and I've just placed it inside there. And now I've got my middle size one, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. And you can always just pull up the petals by pulling in a circular motion in the middle of the petal as well. So I've just pulled them all up there. So for my last little flower, I'm going to use the smaller end of my ball tool, and I'm just going to just gently go around each one. Okay, so I'll pop that one just in there. Okay, oh, that one's just turned over, flip it the right way. So then the next day, so these ones that I've got made here, I actually, I made these last night. So I probably might leave them another day or so in the mould, but to show you now, all I've done is I've put a little bit of water in the middle of my largest one and placed my middle one inside, and then done exactly the same with my small one. And then I've just piped a couple of dots of royal icing in the very centre to finish it off, a bit like a poppy. And if I just take this out now, you can see that now I've got a 3D flower. So instead of it being flat on your cake, you can have it nice and proud. So now I've got a really nice 3D flower, and it just adds another dimension to it. It just makes it a bit more special than having it flat. So like I say, just using a simple ball tool and the palm of my hand, I've gone from a flat flower to a really nice 3D one. So that is how you make your fondant flowers 3D. Just simple ball tool and using the fondant cutters. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial.